faithful Niner Empire. What's good? What's good? What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Let's go Niners! Let's go Niners! Let's go Niners! Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. And it's always a pleasure to be on the 49ers Cutback Crew YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to the 49ers Cutback Crew if you haven't already. And make sure you check out yours truly, Jay in the Bay. Make sure you check me out on YouTube, IG, and Twitter. I appreciate all the support. And welcome back to another episode of What's Good with your host, yours truly, Jay in the Bay. I'm feeling good. I got on the Brandon jersey. I'm feeling really good. The 49ers, if you're wondering why Jay in the Bay is so excited, the 49ers have an opportunity to play in front of the world. And I'm sure you guys are thinking, what are you talking about, Jay? You know, the NFL games are always on TV. But the 49ers have a chance to play on Monday Night Football prime time. The whole world is going to be watching. And what's better than two rivals facing off against each other? The LA Rams, I don't know if you've heard, but they're pretty good this year. They have a 7-2 record. The Rams traded for Matt Stafford in the offseason. And that move has definitely paid off. That's for sure. The Rams have a great offense. The Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, addition definitely has paid off. I don't know if you've seen the stats, but Cooper Kupp, he's basically the best wide receiver stat-wise in the NFL. He leads the NFL receiving yards, touchdown passes, targets, catches. I mean, that connection is one that I'm looking forward to see up close and personal. I'm looking forward to see how the 49ers can combat that. And the Rams, they are consistently making moves. They traded for Von Miller. Now, this isn't the Von Miller from 2015, the defensive MVP Von Miller in the Super Bowl. But when you pair Von Miller, Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, that is a formidable front. I think their defensive front was already pretty good. Now they add in a veteran pass rusher in Von Miller. Oh, and Mike McGlinchey, a man who possibly could be blocking Von Miller, is out for the rest of the year. I heard we brought up Colton McKivitz. Maybe Jalen Moore gets some snaps there, but whoever is at that right tackle position is going to have their hands full going up against this defensive front. Of course, they have Jalen Ramsey, and of course, they added, OBJ earlier today. And the Rams, they're going for it. There's no doubt about that. They're going for it. I'm sure they have aspirations of winning a Super Bowl, but they have to play the 49ers on Monday Night Football. And the 49ers are coming off of a terrible loss at home. I would say the game against the Cardinals, I was very confident that we could win that game, especially with the amount of injuries that the Cardinals had. But unfortunately, that didn't come to pass. And now we have the LA Rams at home. Looking forward to this game. If you check the stats, Jimmy G has played well. The last time he played against the Rams, I believe he threw it for over 300 yards, 3 touchdown passes. George Kittle also balled out. So, hey, we'll see what happens in this game. We have beaten the Rams the last 4 games, so you never know, man. It's any given Sunday. But I'm looking forward to this game. It's going to be an incredible matchup between two rivals. Now let's get into Jay in the Bay's 5 big things. Let's get it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
5 big things.
All right, number 1, got to sack Stafford. Got to get after him. We saw last week against the Tennessee Titans, the Rams lost that game. And a huge reason was because of Stafford's 2 interceptions, which was caused by the pressure that the front 4 of the Titans were able to get on Stafford. The interior of the Rams offensive line looked a little shaky last week, and the 49ers are going to need to add pressure similar to how the Titans did last Sunday. Also, in regards to the sacks, the Titans had 5 sacks last week. And also, as I mentioned, Stafford threw the ball to the opponent on two occasions, so 2 turnovers. We're going to need to get after Stafford, make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket, make him speed up his process to find his receivers. And if we do that, I think the 49ers will put themselves in better position to win this game. But we got to make the wily vet feel uncomfortable in the pocket. If you've known Stafford, he is prone to turn the ball over. And I think that has to be one of the 49ers defense's keys for the game this week. Turn the ball over. Let's get some interceptions and also get after Stafford. Don't allow him to be comfortable in the pocket because he's got a plethora of weapons. Not only the 3 wide receivers, Kupp, Woods, OBJ now. They also have a good tight end. His name is escaping me, but he's pretty good. I think it's Tyler Higbee. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they have a plethora of weapons, and we have to get after Stafford and not allow him to feel comfortable in the pocket. Number 2, ball security. This seems to be a reoccurring thing with the 49ers. You got to protect the ball. We can't afford. We're not good enough to give the opponent extra chances with the ball to score. We're just not. We are not good enough to turn the ball over multiple times and expect to still win the game. That's not the case. We have to secure the ball, catch the ball. No interceptions by Jimmy, no fumbles. Last week, we had 2 terrible turnovers by 2 of our best playmakers. Let's be real, George Kittle and Brandon Ayuk. They turned the ball over, and we were not able to recover from that. So this is pretty simple. We can literally say this in every game, but we got to protect the ball. And I think if we do that, we'll give ourselves a better chance to win on Monday night. Number 3. Run the ball. Obviously, this is a staple of Shanahan's offense. And the Rams, they're a pretty good team. I believe they're a top 10 run defense. They're allowing right under 100 yards per game. And last week, we got away from the run. I know some people say because, we were down 14-0. But I think even though if we're down, I think we still need to try to run the ball with Elijah Mitchell and Jermichael Hasty. And hopefully we'll get to see Jeff Wilson Jr. I know he was active last week, but he didn't get in the game. But we need to offset this LA Rams pass rush. And I think the way you do that is you run the ball. You be the aggressor at the point of attack in the trenches, and the offensive line needs to make holes for this running game. That'll offset the pass rush, and that'll also take some pressure off Jimmy. And it'll help, it'll help us win the time of possession, which is key in a lot of NFL games. Number 4, Kupp and Woods, and gotta add OBJ now. As I mentioned before, Cooper Kupp, he's having pretty much his best season of his career. He's leading the NFL in a lot of the receiving categories, touchdowns, targets, catches. He's having an excellent year. And also Robert Woods, he's a pretty good wide receiver as well. And then, of course, you have OBJ. So that's going to be an interesting matchup. Matt Stafford and the Rams offense, they do love to throw the ball. And I'm eager to see how our corners can stack up against Kupp, Woods, and now OBJ. I think Emmanuel Mosley, he's having a solid year. Josh Norman, he kind of that was a huge disappointment last week with Josh Norman, but it seems like he will get the start. I hear he is nursing a rib injury, though, so we'll see his status on Sunday. But we still have K'Wan Williams. Hopefully, can we see the rookies? Can we see Demo Lenore? Can we see Ambry Thomas? That may be asking too much, but that would be a key matchup. We're going to have to contain Kupp and Woods. We can't allow big plays to the receivers. We can't allow them to get behind the corners. And we're going to have to limit their productivity on Monday in order to assure a win. That's for sure. Number 5, Jimmy G. That's my quarterback. Jimmy G, the last game he played against the Rams, he played pretty well. I think he had over 300 yards passing, and he had 3 touchdown passes. And I looked at the film from that last video, and we did win that game, of course. And I just noticed a lot of misdirection plays, reverses. Jimmy got rid of the ball really quickly, throwing the ball almost, behind the line of scrimmage, letting his playmakers do what they do with the ball, get positive yards. And I think, Jimmy G, he has played pretty well the last 2 games. Hopefully we can make it a third one. I think we're going to need to have a great game from Jimmy G in order to continue to compete in this game. But Jimmy G has played well against this defense. I would just say, hey, don't throw it to Jalen Ramsey's way. And I think if you don't do that, we'll be fine. And we have to offset this pass rush. So in addition to running the ball, we have to have, short passes, 3-step drops, just get rid of the ball, Jimmy. Also screen passes, things like that. But I'm not concerned about the game plan. I think Shanahan would do a good job of game planning. And he knows how to exploit this Rams defense. The Niners offense has done it before. And the biggest thing last year were pretty much the turnovers in the game. Jared Goff, when he was here, he turned over the ball multiple times in both games, and that obviously helped the 49ers defense. But Jimmy G, he's going to have to be, his best in order for us to win this game. And he's been pretty good the last 2 weeks. And I think that'll continue against the LA Rams.
Hey, Jay.
All right, now it's time for Hey Jay, where viewers submit questions to yours truly. Thank you all for watching, and I appreciate the questions. What's the first question? All right, from Alexander. What's good? Thanks for tuning in. He says, what does the OBJ signing do for the Rams? Well, it absolutely gives them another weapon besides Kupp, Woods, and their tight end. I'm not sure, how much he'll play. Obviously, the terminology will be much different than, the Cleveland Browns and the LA Rams. Audibles will be different, things like that. Route combinations, names, and all that could be different. But I would expect OBJ to play maybe, 15, maybe 25 snaps. And it makes this offense much more explosive than it already was. This is obviously one of the best offenses in the NFL. And it gives Matt Stafford another weapon in the passing game. Great question. And I thought that our hands were already full going into this game. And now, we have another receiver to watch out for in OBJ. Great question, though, Alex. All right, Philip. What's good? Thanks for tuning in, Philip. He says, how many yards do the 49ers need to run to beat the Rams? I would say more than what the Rams have been giving up. So far, they've only given up about 100 rushing yards on average, and I believe they are a top 10 ranked run defense. I think the 49ers will have to get more than 100 yards to run the ball. Elijah Mitchell, we've seen him. He's not Raheem Mostert. He doesn't have that speed that Raheem Mostert has, but it's pretty close. He has that home run ability. I love watching Mitchell run outside. I think he's definitely better outside the tackles. And I think that's how we're going to have to beat the Rams. Going to have to run the ball consistently, going to have to convert on third downs. And I would say let's get up to 130 rushing yards. I think if we can do that, we'll have a great shot to beat the LA Rams. But great question, Philip. All right, another question from Coach Ant. What's good? He says, can the 49ers put enough pressure on Matthew Stafford? That's a great question. We saw the Titans put a lot of pressure on Matt Stafford, and it was through the center guard combination where they gave up a lot of pressure to Matt Stafford. Now, obviously, unfortunately, Javon Kinlaw is out for the rest of the year, but Eric Armstead, he's having one of his best seasons with the 49ers outside of 2019. And I think Eric Armstead should be able to get pressure on Matt Stafford. Also, look out for DJ Jones, Kentavious Street. And we're going to have to get pressure on Matt Stafford in order to make him feel uncomfortable, in order to force some turnovers by Matt Stafford. Of course, Nick Bosa, he's going up against the wily vet, and Andrew Whitworth on the left side. I like Nick Bosa's opportunities in that matchup, and I think he should do well in this game as well. Great question, though.
Fadeaway Jay.
All right, it's time for Fadeaway Jay. And this is going to be an excellent game. Monday Night Football, prime time. I can't wait. And on paper, the Rams, let's be real, they are the better team on paper, but you still have to go out there and play. Now, the Rams did lose their last game to the Titans at home. That was a disappointing loss for them, especially without Derrick Henry. and they'll be getting Von Miller on that defensive line. OBJ will be playing. I think the Rams right now, let's be real, I think the Rams are the better team just on both sides of the ball. The 49ers we just haven't been able to put together a consistent 60 minutes so far this year. And I think the game will be close. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I think the Rams will have the upper hand in this game. This is the first game that I'm going to predict that the 49ers are going to lose. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I just think the Rams, they just have more firepower. We've yet to win a game at home. The Rams are clearly better. And I think the Rams will win this game. I hope I'm wrong, like I said, but I think the Rams will win this game. I'm thinking 31-21. And I just think the Rams are the better team. And I think they'll be able to throw the ball against us. I think that's going to be the key for the Rams offense. They're going to be able to throw the ball. And hopefully we don't turn the ball over. If we turn the ball over, it could be a lot worse. But I want to say thank you to everyone for tuning in to the What's Good show with yours truly, Jay in the Bay. And make sure you subscribe to Jay in the Bay on YouTube. Follow me on IG and Twitter under the same name. And of course, I'm always rooting for my 49ers, but I think the Rams, they're going to have the upper hand in this game. And I think they'll win 31-21. And thanks for watching the What's Good show with Jay in the Bay. Go Niners. I'll see you guys in the next one.